Hello everyone, it's Kristy here, Kristy from Sewbits. Just come on here to do a video for Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. I've had a thought, and I thought about some books, and I'm going to do The Faraway Tree, Peter Rabbit, and Daydream Journals by Tilly Rose and Fleur Wood. So that's at least for the next 4 months. So what I've done is I've gathered her book. I should have taken a picture of the back, but it doesn't matter. And I found a old Reader's Digest. So I'm going to be sticking down I think the thing will be fine on there. Yeah, I just realised if I stick this down now, I won't be able to put the book in. And it has to be covered over. So how did I do this? Just let me think. So let me get my pen, my clips. So that's going to get glued down. I could put something else on the spine, couldn't I? Because when I put the things through there, it's going to make holes. But that might be all right. All right, let's just go for it. And if it doesn't work, well then, yeah, I'll just start again. I will just start again. We should have roughed the book up a bit so it can stick. I'm sure it will. I will find some paper. I've just got Mod Podge glue that I bought from Spotlight, but any PVA glue will work fine. Right. Here goes. Now I will cut down the paper. Right, let's smooth out the book. And there's a crease that the book has. I'm just trying to do it with my finger. I should have got my other thing out. And Rachel rubs it with a old credit card, which I don't have, but I do have, excuse me, a ruler. Oh, there goes my footstool. See what's happening here. Oh, that's not too bad. All right, let's go and do the inside. paper down. Tissue. So I'll crease the corners. I have itchy eyeball. I went to go and scratch mine, then I realised I have glue on my hands. So hopefully I don't have glue on my eyeball. Now I'm not following anybody's instructions, but I am doing it on my own. But I've also watched lots of videos, so I'm just trying to remember what to do, what they did on theirs, that's all. Now not too much pressing down because you'll rip the paper. So there we go. Yeah. Right, let's do the other side. Now what I did was I shaped out the spine bit. And hopefully it works. There we go, look at that. Okay, let's put some glue on there. I'm not worried about using too much glue as I have heaps of it. And how are you all? Are you joining in? Let me know if you are and you're doing a video. Right. Are we a little bit too far? No, I think we're okay. I'm not going to worry about that. I'll just glue this bit down. Sorry if I'm not talking. Whoops. Just ripped the page, but that's okay because I had a bit of glue on my fingers and it made it go soft. But by the time I put glue on the sides, be very careful, fold them over. Oh, I just realised I left some of that glue on there, didn't I? So, oh, my mistake. That's all right. Don't touch it anymore. It's only the back. So when the paper gets soft, you get little holes, but that might be all right because I can probably stick something down there. And let's have a go at putting a slight glue over the top. Not too thick. And once the glue starts to dry, it'll start getting tacky, so you'll need to be careful that it doesn't start taking the paper up. Oh, now we've just ripped the paper. That was my fault, because I didn't tack it down, did I? If it doesn't work, I can always put something over the top. See, it just split in half. The other side didn't do it. Well, it will do in a minute. Maybe I need thicker paper. Just put the glue in there. I can put lace over the top. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it there and let that dry, and I'll be back with some other stuff for you to watch. I hope that was all on film. It wasn't too bad. I've come back to show you what I've done with the journal. So everything's stuck down with glue on the inside and there as well. And what happened here was this one started to split, so I just stuck glue in there. I thought it looked good with the background because it's brown. And then same here, I decided I'd just cut in there, and then I just made it the same as that size there. I just got to put my ears away. I've had earphones in my ears. So this is done. So this will just be my first one. And then from the book I decided to do this type of coloration. So here it is here. And on this side was a quilt piece. So what I did was I unpicked it because it had only 4 little holding points, and then I've put that in the stash, and then I've just got my colours out. I coloured this one and that one and this one, that one, those, that, turmeric, that one, I think those, but this, the green and that yellow was already done. So what I'm meant to do. Let's get a drink. I've got, and I decided I want to put a little bit of something different, so I'm going to put that little bit of gold there. So I've got my thread. I'm not sure if this is the right colour for the whole thread, but certainly be the right colour for there. I think the cover will be fine in the book. So this is the quilting part of the book inside the hard cover of the book. And I can't thread the needle today. There we go. So what I need to do is, I've just realised I probably need to take that off, and what I've done here is I've folded over the cover of that. Now this is like I said, an old piece of quilt, and I've just sandwiched it back with the original backing, and then I've put this bit in, and you can tell it's made out of wool, and I'm just going to roll this up. Take off the pins. Not the pins. So I have a white piece underneath, and then I have the purple, and I have these bits. We need to get some pins and pin everything down so I don't forget where it goes. So let's just do that. Everything's pinned down, and I've got my thread, and I'm just about to start stitching down all the bits. Now if you're new, this is just a way of holding everything down before you actually start stitching. But it can actually work both ways. You can actually just leave all the little stitchings in there. I don't know if I'm going to embellish the stitching with a different sort of thread, but I think I will. So this will be a good way of just stitching everything down without having to keep the pins in there. So basically you go up and then down in the same spot nearly, and make a big jump across. So there's a big jump across there. Oh, I haven't got my light on. That's better. Yeah, so a big jump across, and then, like I said, you go up and you come back down. For those that already know, you'll just have to listen to me say it again. Some people find different channels that might come to my channel and then haven't seen it on a different channel. So I don't always like to explain myself, because I always assume you know, but sometimes you know what, you don't actually know. And it's nice to be reminded. Nice here today. Still thinking of all those people in Melbourne, Victoria, I should say, with the fires. Now all I did was try and get, like I said, some inspiration from that particular page, because that's what it is there. And obviously I've done it, I've made a copy and I've put it in there. What I will do is just go to the end, do all the stitching and come back. Because you know it's going to happen. This is going to be a bit boring. And once you've seen one stitch part, it's all the same from here. It might be off camera. So I've come to the end. Oh, I've lost my needle. How did I do that? Look, it's not on the end. Anyway, I'll stop the video here and come back. Then I left you with putting my fabrics together and then just stitching a few bits down the bottom. Now I've gone along and stitched all of it. So there, oh, that's not the back. There's the back there, all stitched down, and I did try to stitch down the appropriate colours because obviously it was all coloured. And so what I'm left with now is the backing, and I'm just going to fold over this here and stitch that down. That's what my process of putting the page together. I couldn't think what I was going to say. And there's just random leftovers, so I'm not going to stitch those down yet. But this one on the other side, I think this will be the tie. I think I'll leave this one as the tie, possibly. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't actually even know what I'm doing. I'm just guessing and having fun at the same time. So how are we? I hope you've all been well. Nice and hot here. Again. So what I'm doing is just trying to tuck that in because I've missed a stitch. It was a bit big. Should have just left it single strand, not double strand. Let's just fudge that a bit. I'm just going to do a running stitch or an overcast stitch along there, and then I'll go back and do the other end. Continue on, I mean. I've got a lovely cup of tea. I'll just bring it over and have a drink. I've been watching a few videos today, and I went up to my father-in-law's. I need to clip this. Went up to my father-in-law's, and I helped with my daughter just do a bit of cleaning for him. And what else did then I came home and was watching some YouTube videos just to catch up. Just to do a bit of catching up while I was stitching all the background down. I don't even know how this is going to be formed, my book. I'm excited to do it, but on the other hand, I'm like, well, how do I actually make the book? Even though I've done the other journal, the other few videos ago, it's always daunting because you just don't know if you're doing the right thing and how you're going to get the prompts from the book. That was my concern, but I think I've got it under control. I'm hoping. If not, then I'll ask my friends or ask away in the community page, I think, on the YouTube channel. If you're a YouTuber and you're watching and you're doing Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, put your YouTube name down in the comments and let me know that you've got a channel so I can go and follow along. I sometimes think they need to have a little sign next to your name if you actually have a channel, so then someone can see, oh, so-and-so's got a channel, let's go and have a look at theirs, and then help them move along with their channel and support them in some form. I always end up getting the top part of my thumb when I'm stitching. Probably because I'm angling the needle. Oh, there's that rooster. He's got babies too, that rooster. Well, hen has. Yes, I angled the thing into my thumb, so I've got to try either move my thumb down or angle the needle away from my thumb. Otherwise I'm going to end up with lots of scratchy marks on my thumb, and it's not a good look. Sorry about that, my phone's buzzing, but I'll attend to that later. I can see what it is on my watch. All right, so I've done that little bit. I will go along and tie this in. I can't remember if I've asked how you are. I was so excited to get started. Hope you're all doing some stitching, and if you're new to my channel, welcome, and welcome to everybody that has been here for quite some time. I can't believe it's going to be 2 years this year. I'm actually going to be away. I forgot all about that. I'm going to be away when the anniversary of my YouTube video is up, so I'm not quite sure what I want to do about that. Not quite sure. I'll be in Europe for 6 weeks, and I leave on the 24th. And I'm off to see Sally again, which I'm very excited about. So I've pinned that. I've obviously sewed that down. It still doesn't. It's a bit short there. That's okay. I'm not worried. It might be okay because I can just chop off that little bit along the bottom there, for you can't see. So we'll see what happens there. And stretch the fabric out. Flatten the fabric by, going like that, or I could give it an iron. Could be the fact that the fabric is actually upside down, because you can see that it's short here and long there. And I have made it too long there. That's what I've done. What I might do is stop the video and fix it up, because it will make a difference to my, let's just see if it makes a difference when I fold it over. Probably not. No, it'll be all right. It'll just squeeze in. Just squeeze in. Right, where I'll have to pin this one. So this Roxy Journal of Stitchery, if you've not been over to Sally from Dotty B on her YouTube channel, she's done a beginner's something or other. A beginner's project, so that's what it's called. And the lovely Christine, she's doing hexagons for a mat for your table, your top of your table on your workbench. And now I've just seen the Rollwear Cottage. She's doing a journal slash paper, slow stitching slash journal every 2 weeks or something or other. I won't be able to follow along. I've got too many I've got my own project, which is the calendar, but the Rollwear Cottage, she's doing her project. There was Rachel, Sally, Kate in the Nest. She's coming over to Perth, but she's doing a project, but I've joined that one. Plus I've got I mentioned the other day, I've got a fair few projects of my own that I need to finish. Not sure what I'm going to do with these. Maybe I might just tack them down again properly, because I wasn't sure about the folding over. And I'm not sure what I'm doing about this. I might just come along and put a bit of binding on the edge to hide the edge of this here. So I've just got some thread. Now this is oh, there's a bicky. I love a dunking biscuit. It's yummy. I'll cut the thread. And now I've got it in a big knot. We'll just cut it. Sometimes it's not worth getting the knot out. I love that feeling. Oh, I've got hair in my mouth. Oh. I love that feeling when I just think, oh, I must make a cup of tea, and then you really want the cup of tea and it tastes so yummy. All right, so I've done the thread. And again, just hide your knot under there so you can't see it. And just a basic little whoopsie daisy whip stitch. Oh, this morning I was watching the YouTube, and Kate in the Kate in the Last Homely House, she's just bought a heddle, a loom, a weaving loom, which I used to have once upon a time, which was great. I did use it, but then with everything else, I've got my spinning wheel. I want to do a video for that this year, because I have spun my own yarn before. But she was showing her loom and an Ashford one, so it's from New Zealand. They're the best. If you're going to get one, get an Ashton, even if you get a second-hand one. And gosh, she made a lovely little cushion weaving cushion thing for her down in her little cabin. It was really cool. Haven't been on her channel for ages. And I watched Marion from Marion's World this morning as well. She's doing a wonderful stitch along, so go over to her channel and have a look. Even if you don't want to stitch, it's just lovely to watch them, what they do. I love watching Marion. I hope I say her name right. It's probably just because I'm pronouncing it in an Australian way, not in an English way. We had a thunderstorm last night and frightened the bejeebs out of me. Woke up thinking, oh my God, what was that? And I thought it would have been the transformers blowing up, because I didn't know we were going to get thunder. And we got a big clap of thunder. My daughter told me this morning she woke up too, all scared. And then the cats went all crazy because of the thunder. I don't think our dogs woke up. My husband was still asleep, as always. He could sleep through a bomb, that man. It was me. Soon as the cat sneezes, I wake up. Oh, better put that pin in there. Oh, last night I was sorting out all my fabrics. And you know, you wouldn't believe it. I've just been filming probably for the last 15 minutes. And my iPad was full. And I had stuff in the bin of the iPad, and I didn't delete it. And the video decided to stop. So I only had about 3 minutes of video. So Sorry about that. Probably did hear me waffling on. I don't even know what part of the conversation I got up to. So I was halfway through the video sewing up here. So I got up to there, turned around, and I went up the other side. And this is it here. Just started sort of layering them on. I love this. I didn't know this was going to work so well, but I just love the fact that that's blue on top of it, like a mustardy colour. I was given that. Oh no, sorry, I bought that with this here. This is quite thick, so it's good to see, because I'm new to all this stuff as well, the different type of textures that I can do, or I can put on a piece. And here I've just left it. Well, I'm just going to leave that. This piece here I'm going to roll over, and that's going to be there. I'm not going to worry about that. I'll just stitch that down. What I'm trying to do is just be happy with what I'm doing and not make too many decisions. I found I had a little bit of this, and I thought, oh, I wonder if I can stick that on. Rolled it up like concertinaed the, what's it called? Netting stuff, tulle. I don't know if that's the right word. And stitched the end down, and then I just went and stitched it down. Left it a little bit puffy. I put a Suffolk puff on there, found this in the drawer, didn't think too much. Like, I think that's the thing about creating. You can't think too much. You just got to place it down. Obviously, if I'm going to come along and put a piece of black on there, I'm not going to like it. But I'm only going to put it on, and if I place it down and I like that, then I'm trying to have a rule where it stays. Like, just don't move it. Don't keep changing your mind. But if you put it down, you go, oh, I'm not sure. Well, that means that the piece that you've put down isn't the correct one to stay. So also I was talking about the fold overs of these. I'm just going to fold them over and stitch them down and cut off the excess. So this will be the book folder, the book cover that will go inside the pages that I'm going to create, which are here. I think these are the ones, are they? Oh no, why is my book so big? Oh, I've just realized I've made my book way too big. I didn't measure. Why did I not measure? Oh, that's okay. Think about it. That's all right. I will chop some of it off. I'm going to have to. Where am I going to chop? So if that folds over there, it's only going to be that top part of the book. Why did I think the page was bigger than the page was the same size as my book? Maybe because I just put it down and I didn't see. Okay, let's just think about this. And it's longer as well, and I've gone and rolled that over. Oh, you silly duffer. Oh well, that makes for exciting times, doesn't it? Okay, so I will just unpick that end and still do the same. Roll it over. Nothing will go to waste. It just will. Kristy will just have to remember to measure next time. Measure, measure, measure. It's not going to be wasteful too much. I'm still going to have a bit of that. I'm just not going to have that bit there. I might be able to use that for something. All right, let's find a texter. I've laid that down, so I could cut, potentially I could cut that off there, couldn't I? Right, let's have another look here. We all do these. This happens to everybody, not just people on YouTube. It happens to everybody. And the thing is, what I find is yes, it is wrong. It's a mistake, but that's where our creative ideas come from. And then we use our brains to figure out how we're going to fix it. And that's just a creative way. That helps, you know, the creative pathways in your mind. So hopefully oh, that wasn't very straight, was it? I hate using scissors, I really do. I need to use my rotary cutter. Look, it's all wonky. Okay, that's fine there. So that means that this comes up just a smidge. A smidge comes up a little bit higher, and I will cut it from here. Or I should just measure it. Where's my ruler? There. Just a minute. Sometimes I think I should put my tray a lot closer. Right. Let's measure the ruler. The ruler. Let's measure, what did I do? 7.5. There, see, that should be straight. See, that's not straight. This is why I like my rotary cutter, because it cuts straight. I'm going to stop the video and go and get my rotary cutter. So here I am back with the finished piece. It took a little bit longer than I thought because I had to fix up the actual cover itself because, yeah, I made it too big. So I've sewn all the bits down on the edge. I decided to use the waist that I had cut up off the edge and down there on there, and I've stitched those down. Looks rough, and that's the way I want it. I had this piece at the top up here, and so then I stitched it down the bottom just to give that a bit of a closure on that edge there. So the front still looks the same. Oh, I should stitch that down a little bit more. Maybe I need to go back along and stitch that, but that's okay. That's for another time. And don't forget, you can always come back and embellish your piece. I've got those left over. That could be the inside of the pages. I can put them on as a little tag, you know, when I do the covers of the book. I might go in and just do some stitching, some invisible stitching on here, just to hold that piece down. But that doesn't stop me from maybe adding to the, because it's going to be a fold over. I could add something here later, but that's later. And that's the beauty of having wadding inside, or a blanket inside your piece, because then you just got to stitch in and pick up the blanket or the wadding. You could use flannelette as well, or in the older days they even used several pieces of fabric inside. And I sewed this on the wrong side, but that's okay, because when I fold it over like that, it can just get closed. Or if I wanted to, I couldn't close that because it's going to be, yeah, no, I can't do that. That's okay. So the book's done. Like I said, I love the book, absolutely love it. So just your old Reader's Digest books, I got them for free, covered it with paper and varnished it with, just did glue. I photocopied all these pieces and put them from the book in the page. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I probably have to go now and look at the book. So the book, I think this will be, I'm not going to put anything in. I think I'm just going to put a piece of fabric around to hold the pages in the book, and then that will get closed there. Not sure how I'm going to attach it in the book. And I have this left over, which I quite like. I thought about putting it at the top, making this the top. But I don't really like it sticking out the top. But I could. Yeah, I'm not sure. Or if I don't like it at all, I can always fold that in. There's some other possibilities for the book. And there we go. It's folded in. So that could be another project to, oh my gosh, what am I saying? It could just add to the book. I could just add that to the page, the cover. So we'll just leave it there before I go on and procrastinate. So thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe my video. Share if you like. And there is something called a hype, H-Y-P-E. If you'd like to hype my video so people can see it more than welcome to do that. Thank you very much for watching.